Welcome to We Are Only Human, the official podcast for the College of Education and Human Sciences. I'm your host, Alyssa Pena, and we have an amazing new guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. I am Tutaleni Asino, and I'm an associate professor of learning design and technology here in the College of Education in Human Sciences, and I'm also the director of our Emerging Technologies and Creativity Research Lab. It's kind of a mouthful, but we used to call this the Tech Playground. But yeah, this is our new space.
Wow, a man of many things. Many things.
Trying to be, yes, yes.
Well, this is an awesome lab. Can you tell us about this?
Absolutely. So this is our emerging technologies and creative research space. We are in this place, I think, for about maybe a year. We used to be up on the third floor, and the it's as you can see, it's kind of a place that has a lot. But the whole goal is just to provide a space for faculty and students, really the of our college community, to play with all these emerging technologies, to
Okay.
express, or rather to explore their creativity, to discover new things before they fully adopt it, right?
hmm
So, one of the things that we often find in learning with technology is that some people are a bit afraid of trying things. It's like, oh, I might break that thing, or like, I don't know how to do it. Here, we just say, come on over, play around,
Wow.
see what it looks like, and then you can decide if it's something that you want to really use further, or you can say, nah, this is not really for me, and keep it moving. So that's really the one of the purposes around here. So it used to be called a tech playground, and that whole Dr. Susan Stansberry was the one who founded this a few years back before I even started at the university, and it's really about transforming education
hmm
through like creative habits. I'm probably butchering the whole full acronym, but that the goal was how do we transform teaching and learning practices through technology. And one way to do that is to get people to use it.
hmm
And the way to get people to use it is by getting them to try it. So we have a space where they can just come and try a lot of things.
That's
So
amazing. I think
yeah,
that's the best way for students to learn with no limitations and
yeah,
just hands-on,
yeah,
trying to figure things out. I think
yeah.
that's the best way.
No, absolutely. And we've had students come in um, and try a lot of different things. Some are just curious, right?
hmm
Like they see the door open, they're like, ah, what do you guys have here? So we'll have video games, we have iPads, we have 3D printers, we have all kind of stuff. And then I have a really awesome team of graduate research assistants
hmm
who get to be here and show off the things and discover new things and push the lab into bringing in new things as well at the same time. So
So what kind of equipment do y'all have in the lab? I see you have a little robot. I don't know if this is something. I see some tablets maybe. There's
yeah,
a
we
bunch of stuff. A
we
cool like computer chair.
yeah,
Something.
we really have a bunch of stuff. And I should have probably turned some of these things on, but the one thing that we have here is a flight simulator.
Awesome.
And full disclosure, I have never landed any of the flights. I have always end up not knowing how to take off or not how to land. So clearly, my career is not in flight.
Good thing it's
Uh,
stationary.
yeah, that's why no one would be safe if it was not. So we don't really use this for much other than just to bring people in.
Okay.
I had a mentor who said that if I can get people to laugh, then I can get them to learn, right? So if you can get people to just be sort of at ease around stuff, then they are more likely to want to try to do
Yes.
it. So the flight simulator here would just be more really to fly.
Mhm.
We have an aviation program, so we had two of them. One of them we gave it to the program. Aviation students just come here and sort of play around with it. We have here, of course, Xbox. We have the PlayStation, and part of that is because we also explore a lot of things around game-based learning.
Okay.
How do you use games in learning environments? We have VR headsets like the Oculus.
Wow.
Trying to understand how we can have sort of immersive learning experiences
hmm
for students. So we have multiple projects that are doing this. So one of the projects that I'm working on with colleagues and the grad students here is like, how do you get students to learn more about drought, right?
Okay.
So, so if you can create an environment where they can just put the headset on and explore and maybe imagine what drought used to be before. Part of the difficulty in teaching people about drought is that when you're not experiencing it, you kind of like, So you can, if I can create an experience that they can visit in the past. So imagine teaching kids about dinosaurs, but they can go into an actual environment and move around and all those type of things.
Wow.
So we do that. We have also augmented reality applications that we do there. If you look on that side, we have a maker space corner where people can just sort of make stuff, right? So they can 3D print whatever they want to do. So it's the easy question to ask is, what do you guys do in this lab? But that's also the hardest question to answer because whatever we do is really dependent on what people who are coming in to do, right? So like we have telepresence robots, like those ones there and the other ones there. And those have been used for people who want to be present on campus, but they can't physically come, right? So like imagine if you're I don't know, you're in Singapore and, you went to visit your parents over the holidays and you got a flight delay or something, you couldn't come back, and you have an event here on campus. You have one of the main options you could do is maybe get on Zoom, right? But with a telepresence robot, you can actually move the thing around and go wherever you want to be. So you sort of like, if you ever seen the Big Bang Theory with Sheldon manipulating the stuff. So that's one of those things. We've had students who have maybe have had illness, that they are bedridden, that they couldn't come to campus anymore, or someone who was injured but they had to be home for a longer time. Then they can use those spaces to come as well. So we have these physical stuff, but we also have sort of non-visible things, such as hosting speaker series, right? We'll have speakers from all around the world. Like we've had people from Anguilla, from Germany, from Mexico, just come in and talk about whatever creative thing that they're working on. Last month we had a faculty from the computer science talking about AI and how do you do prompt engineering and all those type of things. So we have tons of stuff here, many things that we can do. And as you can see, I can't stop talking about it. So I'll pause now and at least give you a chance to come in.
No, that's great to hear about all the amazing things you have in here.
Yeah.
I wish I could step out of my chair and try some of these things because that sounds like so much fun.
Yeah. No, it's really a lot of fun. We wish more people kind of came in. And I think part of that is there's a few reasons why. Obviously, we're kind of in the corner, so you have to really either take that staircase to find out where it is, or you have to sort of be able to notice a sign somewhere. So we're doing what we can to try to advertise a bit more. But it's also, some people just are not aware of what the space is. So that's why we're trying to sort of get more people to learn about it, to come down more. And we collaborate with faculty in different programs as well. There was a team in here, I think last month, that was looking at maybe using the telepresence robot for their research. We have done programs around writing with AI, students and faculty that want to explore these things a bit more. So it's just, for me, the thing that I'm most excited about, imagine a space where if you want to just learn more about technology, you play around about it a bit more, like you don't have to imagine it, that place is there, you can just go in and try all these things. So I think for me that's an amazing opportunity to have in the college.
Yes, and I'm sure if more students knew, if they get a chance to come in here and look at one thing, they would just keep coming.
Yeah, no,
they just got to find it.
I hope so. I hope so, because I mean, like, imagine we sometimes would host events around finals. Like you come in and you're stressed out about exams, come play, a
Awesome
PlayStation
idea.
or something,
Yeah.
right? So people on the outskirt might kind of see that as just coming in to play, but for those of us who this is our area of work and research, there's a big natural link between playing and actually learning. So we have people come in here and then we get to talk to them about that. Like it's like, yeah, is it tricking people to come and play? Maybe sometimes, not really, but it's a live space where people can come in and work. Like if you see on the wall, we have glasses on there, so we can just kind of write and share ideas. Sometimes someone would maybe leave a question on the board, and another person who comes the next day or a week after gets motivated by that and answer the questions, and it's just really a live place. The one thing that you probably might notice that if you look at that clock on the wall,
Oh,
you
I
know,
see.
you might say it's upside down, but the goal is to kind of make you switch your mind to be a bit more creative. Because if you really, once you get past the upside down clock, you realize that you can tell time with it, regardless of whether it's upside down, sideways, or what have you, right? So it's that idea of really trying to look at things that you maybe see every day in a creative sense, and then have that give you ideas to maybe rethink research, rethink education, think about how students learn, think about how you can be a better teacher, and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I love that y'all put no limits on learning
Yeah.
here. I feel like that's a struggle for some people, and finding a different way
Yeah.
for someone to come in and learn differently will do amazing things for so many people once this gets out and more
Yeah.
people come and explore down here, which I hope for you and your team.
No, I hope so. And I think you're absolutely right. We have no limits in terms of how we view learning and education, right? Most of my students can tell you the same thing, that if you ask me any questions, most of the time my answer is going to be, well, it depends, right? So, and that's kind of one of the theme around this, right? What can you do into this space? Well, it depends. What do you want to do? What can you learn? Well, it really depends on you. But the goal is just exploration. Come in and explore. Come in, share idea, generate idea, inspire each other. Many people have come in here and, you know, collaborate on projects as a result after that, right? So we're hoping that more faculty and students can get in and see the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing.
So-
Thank you for speaking on all this today. I'm glad I got to learn a lot of new things that I didn't know before. So I
No.
hope other people get to come down here and explore.
No, thank you for joining us in this space, and hopefully you can come back also and play around with some of these
Yes.
things. So,
Well,
all right.
thank you. That's it for today.
Sounds good.
Thank you.